Hey, this is Dawood from Success Coaches LLC. Just a short blog about why a startup failed. And it is taking, I'm a startup company with my wife. We do coaching at your service. So, why do startup companies fail? The, the success rate is about 10 to 20%. 80% that means they failed in first couple of years, and within 5 years even more percentages fail. One of the number one reason is you have some good ideas, good product, and that is what you become a startup entrepreneur. Definitely you do. But what as a beginner entrepreneur don't see is getting a client is not as easy as you think it is. You are too optimistic, and sometimes you spend a lot of money to acquire clients or customers, but the cost sometimes is more than the profit that it brings in. So in the beginning needs to be patient, and until because nobody knows you, the trust is not there, and they have better option of getting what they want from somewhere else. If your product or service putting a fire out or getting a pain resolved, so you are in good market. Definitely that's a good market for it, but still with no name, there are other bigger company that or competitors that are producing the same thing that you producing. If your product is unique, it's gonna take time, you gotta be patient, but that brings number two. So a startup usually don't have too much money saved to spend on advertisement, and they get run out, not that because their product or service is not good, because they run out of money and they figure I'm gonna go back doing whatever I was doing for salary, and the headache is not worth it. In the beginning, the money runs out, and you are basically one man gang in the beginning. You got to do your web design, you got to do your advertisement in media. So that is number three. So you are one man gang standing against all the other companies that are established. Not that there is anything wrong with your product or service, but you are competing in a market that maybe is already saturated. The next one is timing. Sometimes we are too early on time or too late on time instead of being on time. So your product may be something that people are not ready for it. It happens to some company. After 2, 3 years, their product or service takes off. So know that, investigate that, and get ready for it. In the beginning, it's like I give this analogy of a car that the battery is dead. It needs lots of people to push it, but when it starts, it can go. So it takes time. So actually, that's what I'm doing, being patient and little by little establishing the ground with a good word. If you have some good product, we have had 100% success with our coaching, and our client referred us to other ones. So, but this timing is very important. It takes time, it takes money, it takes the patient, as I mentioned. So being optimistic is always good. The number one, being too optimistic. But in the beginning, you got to be realistic too. A reality of what you want and what is gonna happen in the process. Sometimes as a startup, we don't see that. And sometimes your product in the beginning is good. You got to even develop it. For example, we do coaching for sadness, trauma, and personal development, business development. But on top of that, I've written a book on chronic neurology of chronic pain relief. That's another addition to what we do. And also, I help people with hypnotherapy to improve their eyesight. So if you have one product, which is good, nothing wrong with that. But if you add to that product some more value, you have a better chance of succeeding. Sometimes I get people helping people with their optical glasses, like vision, and sometimes with chronic pain. On top of that, we're doing coaching to relieve sadness, depression, stress, and trauma. So you gotta have like look at it that what else you can have so you can be more successful in this area. This was a quick startup problem with a startup. I hope it was valuable to you. If it was valuable, subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you.